Right, a few more hours have been spent on the 155. This is just an update. Since last video, obviously quarter panel's been off and we found a load of rust behind. We've stripped down as much as we can back to metal. To really just needed to know. It wasn't too bad. Bit of a fabrication nightmare, but we've got there. It's an honest job. So everything's been stripped down, checked, and welded where needed. Bit of seam seal, and yeah, we've re-oxidized all the bare metal and undersealed it last night. Like I say, it's I'm not a professional welder or by any means, but I'm quite happy. It was actually quite hard for me with these weird curves, etc. The worst part was obviously, I don't know if you can see, these are the inner panels. Obviously we've got the outer panels to go over the top of it, so I don't have to be too precise, but I've got what I'm happy with. We had actually quite a lot here when it got stripped down, so as you can see, a plate's been put in there, which I'm not overly happy with, but it's solid. It's all been pulled back. Obviously, and I've got to drill out, that's the bracket for the fuel filler neck. I ended up just cutting the hole. It was all rotten, so it's all new plated. Everything else under here I'm really happy with. That was where all of that's been fabricated. And the corner there I just cut out in the end. These always go, but I rubbed the whole things down, both of them. And this one wasn't too bad. Yeah, spare wheel well as well, was pretty good under there. So we've coated and rubbed down obviously 2 rear jacking points and the all the way up to this line here. That was my plan overall, to get the whole rear end inspected, treated and dealt with. Obviously we can now move on with getting the rear end put all back together. Plan, I don't know whether this is phase 2, 5, 10, wherever I am now, but the middle bit is the next bit I'm going to tackle. I didn't take off the side skirts for the reason being I was too overwhelmed with the rear. I didn't even want to know what's going on in the middle. Actually, it all looks, there's surface rust going around the side, which you probably would expect, but there's no obvious holes or anything like that. But once I get the side panels off, maybe the story will continue, but we're doing all right. Doesn't look bad. This seems like the middle bit's going to be the easy slide. Obviously I'm going to drop all this metal stuff, I don't know, shot blast, vapor blast, whatever, get all that cleaned up and the lines. Really rub this lot down to see if there's any hidden bits I can't see. But if it's all good, we'll treat it and carry on with the understeel. Obviously moving forward, the front half, where the big V6 lies. I'm actually looking forward to that, so I'm saving that till last. We're not going to mess about. It's going to be taken out with the gearbox, rebuilt on the bench, and see if we can treat the front wheel arches and engine bay, whatever, see if we can find any nasties there. But that's going to be well back on the list. I really want to get all this back together before I start on anything else. Just whilst we're rolling, having a bit of a problem with the rear compensator, can't seem to get one. It does work, I'm just going to get that cleaned up for now. The bastard is always the pipes, so I'm redoing all 4 pipes. So if we ever do want to come back to, let's say I can find one, or I mean you can cut these out, but I feel you should keep it there. It was there for a reason. So yeah, once we've got all the pipes on and everything's been cleaned out, we can come back to that. Some rear brake lines have all, brackets have all been anodised. Some nice new bolts, backing plates, etc. These are really, these lived. We've anodised these are good. New brake hoses, discs, pads, bearings. Calipers, I'm unable to find some original ones. They do work. They're not in great shape, but we'll take that as it comes. If we can get some more, we'll get them on. Got all nice new bolts for the subframe. I'm definitely going to, I'll show you down this one. The rear subframe's been rubbed down, anodised and hand painted with the rear arms and the springs. There's nothing wrong with them. They're nice and strong, just needed to freshen up. Powder coated the roll bar, that's come up lovely. And I've just cleaned up these spring mounts. They're actually in good condition. I cleaned them up and I've given them a bag full of WD just to make them all supple again. It's actually worked quite well. Exhaust heat shields. So got them vapor blasted to get all the rust off. And I'm just experimenting at the moment. These two I have high temperature silver. Wasn't really happy with the finish. It looks like a primer. I mean, it's a good solid piece, but I'm just not too happy. This one, vapor blast and high temperature cleared. It's obviously looking a lot what I wanted, the original look. I don't know, it's just heat shields, but a bit geeky. Front, I'm not going to go into. Got the subframe powder coated. That's really good finish. New arms, drop links, anodised bits and bobs. Same story with the calipers. Carriers. Calipers yet to decide what to do. Got new top mounts bearings, and we managed to have some genuine discs and pads. So that's good. We're just given these high temperature paint. We had these blasted just to get surface rust off, and I've just painted them up black just to protect it a bit. But all in all, good progress this weekend. Don't even want to know how many hours I've put into this, but it's going to be the fun part now where I can start putting all the shiny stuff back on. I've got the fuel tank cleaned up. I'm yet to find out what I'm going to do with the straps. I think we're going to make something up. I think they're beyond saving, but yeah, I'm sure I think it's something. Right, signing out on this one.